This is Channel Blythe Fluid, brought to you in part by Andy Peng, Aaron Fox, Bastian, Baker, Brian Hall, Copus Visser, Dissonance, Exact, Grizz, Harvest Mouse Productions, Evan King, Cartech, Matt Kenya, Gracious Yevon, Lark Heskerton, Hyperdefined, Greylock, Ara Amaterasu, Tiger Cub, Smuto, Spiderling, Rafu, and Omar. Crossroads Channel Blythe Fluid. Welcome back to Second Shift. And here we are with the second and final part of this May Wolf 2025 entry. And we left it just when we're about to go out for the evening. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that sounds fucking disgusting. You're honestly lucky Zane was there. Sounds like he had no control of the situation. He'd have gotten that shit all over the floor. That whole closet would have probably stunk till the end of the school year. Your fur probably still smells a little funky. Always wear fucking gloves. After my little incident, Zane helped me put away the rest of my equipment while I changed. We met with Fern at one of the pavilions just outside the school while we waited for our shift to end. They're loud, not just in clothing, but also in their voice. Their laugh can shake you. A lot like Zane. This was my first time meeting them. I was honestly surprised Zane had a friend like, well, this. While Zane was working on the lights for the pavilion, I take my chance to ask a few questions from someone of a more rainbow persuasion. What's your story? I used to work here. No, I don't. I make a mean 7-layer dip, and I can tell you the intricate differences between Baroque, Renaissance, and Romantic-style paintings. Helpful. Anything else? I got a little north of here. Been a Midwesterner for the entirety of my life. Settled down here after I married my wife. Currently work in the local college since they give discounts for classes for employees. I moved out here for college. Stayed after I met my boyfriend. I'm sure you must hate it. This part of the country has its charms and its downsides. City's a lot nicer than some of the outlying areas. Did Zane ever try to pull pranks on you? Nah. Well, there's this one month we did try and prank each other. It's more like sneaking up on each other. Every time I could tell he's coming from a mile away. It's not subtle at all. So he never did anything mean like ripping up your trash bag? Oh no. Like it was the time when I first started here, he didn't really know how to interact with me, but it wasn't active malice. It didn't last long though. That was the most I'd say he was in any way mean. Can you tell me about Forsyth? I've heard his name a few times. You probably know he's the second shift manager, retired military, old dad energy. Kind of a Delft TBH, but not my type. He got into a car wreck not too long ago, has been recovering. I'm surprised he hasn't come into work to try and meet you yet. Sounds like a workaholic if he wanted to come in while still healing, even when it's to vet a new hire. He can be, I think he knows his limits. Great guy though. There's also stuff outside of just being a custodian for the school too. So fuck, maybe he is, but I felt like he was doing it for their job, if you catch my drift. I'm not sure I understand. I always felt their job was just a conduit for him to do things. Told me when he first started here, it wasn't the friendliest place to be. There's a lot of animosity between the custodians and teachers. You end up changing that over time. Hell, I don't think I'd have come out while working here if you hadn't fostered the culture the school has. It's all possibility. Can you give some examples? So one time he organised a potential strike with the cafeteria crew when the teachers got some flack for having her wife's photo on her desk. The school's going to do some don't ask, don't tell type shit, but Forsyth stepped in. Managed to work its way the schools and the county system to give out lunches to students without charging them money. So in the few ways everyone agreed they could stick to the higher ups without affecting the kids. You were there for that? Yeah, it's before my time. You're one of the teachers. Well, I've been a part of it. The school caved before anything happened. Later on, I brought the possibility of a mutual aid fund to pay off student lunch debt to Forsyth. The whole team worked on it and managed to raise a lot of money. I forgot some schools still have their students pay for lunch. Fucked, isn't it? Fern goes on a tangent about powerlifting and brags that their squat is more than Zane's. Well, that I be light. The pavilion lights turn on, and Zane makes his way from the junction box back to us. He carries with him a child's baseball bat. Look what I found. Some kid left it here from last season. That's about 5 sizes too small. I know, I should have done baseball in high school. I never did sports. Track and field, 1,500 metres. I sucked at it. Zane swings that bat around a bit before reaching us. He sits between me and Fern. Fern has to peek past his bulk whenever they want to talk to me directly. They both speak between bites of those refrigerated snack meals for kids. How's the t-shirt feel? It's probably a little loose in the arms. Yeah, it's got fucking noodle arms. It took me almost 4 months to get one. This dude gets one in his second week. Some of these shirts are covered as fuck. I thought the shirt was just covered in poopy doodle water. I think it deserves something clean to wear. These are nice shirts. I fit a little more like I fit the role as the school's custodian. Unfortunately. Yeah. There's still nothing compared to the uni's uniforms. Nylon cotton blend, semi-form fitting, kick-ass logo, and you get 5 of them. Sarah did say I got school system specific uniforms. They aren't ours to keep. I assume the ones you got work the same way. Sure, my point still stands. You look like a cleanliness professional while wearing them. But I fit in the prestige this job deserves. Oh, if I can breathe. Oh man, don't they breathe. Even better than the ones they have here. Sweat wicking effect and everything. Technically speaking, the shirt I gave you is just a shirt that the school sells or gives away. It's not actually designed for custodial work. Still beats not having to wear a uniform like Fern has to. Funny, we don't have to wear uniforms either. As long as we have a top in the uni's logo and colour, we're good to go. You don't want to wear pants and the job is just as gross, if not grosser with adults. Yeah, I learned that lesson last week. Some mop water splashed onto my legs. I was just wearing shorts. My skin crawled when I felt the water slide down into my shoes. You'd think the uni students would have their shit together by now. Hey ho, nice pun, shit. That's a good one. With alcohol comes a new set of problems. Well, one mainly. Alcohol. Bingo! That makes you do even stupider things. The vomit and diarrhea I've had to clean up is insane. Last week I found a set of underwear just absolutely blasted in the corner of the shower stall. I'm just glad I can call them off the single-use bathrooms while I work. Oh, hey. Initiate over here went to college just like you're doing. What's your degree in? Bachelor's in Fine Arts. Initiate got his degree in robots. Not even close. Sorry, androids and robots. Still not close. Well, let's let him explain it. Both turned to me as they put me on the spot. I got a bachelor's in computer science and engineering. They teach you how computers work from silicon wafers to the programs you run on them. As a tech startup as a programmer, coding. Oh shit, we've got a tech bro over here. He's come to save the world with his programs. Whoa, let's hear him out. We're working on integration of a buy now, pay later system for grocery chains. We had a few grocery store chains looking for ways for alternate on innovative payment methods and options. Sounds vaguely predatory. I'm not going into the specifics. I just like the work, the team, well, the collaboration. Ah, you're here now. Yeah, don't remind me. Give it some time. You'll get used to it. After a month you get a feel for the job, but once summer hits, the whole job becomes something different. Zane speaks through an exceptionally large bite of flat bread and plastic packet pizza sauce. What a lot of big potato. I'm moving furniture around. I can make up extra shifts on the weekend, set up for summer camps or conferences. The school system ends up using a lot of their buildings across the county for various things. Things are slower too. Nice change of pace. I'll actually be able to finish our Dungeons & Dragons campaign this summer. Initiative could join. We have a few slots open. That sounds like something. Now they're setting me up to meet more new people? Well, the one I was telling you about. D&D used to be just about hacker slashing shit, but Fern made it a bit more. Character-driven? I remember you talking about that a few times. Big guy still managed to steer any given session back to combat. But now he likes trying to act out his moves instead of just saying, I cut into them. Hey, I've been trying my hand at narrating while I do more too. Why don't you belong towards a more long-lasting, sustainable narrative experience? I can appreciate him acting out more of his actions now.
Right, check this shit out.
Zane stands up with a baseball bat. He proceeds to work through some choreographed routine. His movements are practiced. Fern leans over to nudge me. Sometimes I think he just likes showing off how cool he looks. His routine comes to a close with his signature move.
First hit the legs to draw them close to the ground, and then bam, straight into the skull.
Fern claps a bit of the display of speed and athleticism. Zane does a bow before grinning like an idiot.
Just like that, you're not light to get back up. Or you can also just throw it like a javelin.
Zane takes a wide stance. He arches his back and throws the bat. It sails through the air but hits a fence anticlimactically. Fern hollers and pumps an arm into the air. Now if you could actually use your charisma to resolve conflicts before the violence starts. D&D does lean more towards combat simulation and role-playing for conflict resolution. He's just using the tools available to him.
Exactly. Initiate gets it. Why not use my perfectly good smites? I have those for a reason, you know.
Where's the imagination, you two?
Maybe it's a more encounters without combat in mind.
I tell you, we need to just move on to another system. There's so many other options out there. Zane stands upright with his paws in front of him. His expression turns to stone as he grips an imaginary sword. He deepens his voice for effect.
But Grimlock, warrior of light and the 92 realms, must finish his quest to defend his people.
Yeah, when defending his people requires fighting the eternal darkness, and you get trapped in forever war. Not a great place to be.
But my people!
Zane crumbles into a heap on the ground. Fern scoots closer and whispers to me. Zane still thinks fists are going to solve everything. They have their uses. The eternal darkness is more of a symbol for societal woes. I'm waiting for the end of Act 2 big reveal to share that with the party.
If I can't be a death-eated tank, what's the point?
Oh, play bard next time. You have to damn us energy for it anyway. Zane gives a thumbs up.
Hey, Nishit, you play D&D, right?
Yeah, I usually play a wizard. Keeping track of my spells and how to use them is half the fun.
Well, sounds like a lot.
You could say it takes a certain caliber of player to play a wizard.
Ah, boy. We could use a wizard. My party comp does feel lopsided without the big guns a wizard could bring.
Yeah, leave the gays to have a majority of the party focus on buffing and healing the team rather than damage dealing.
Shout out to the gays.
I'll keep that in mind. It's kind of a weird phenomenon. They come out and join the community, it's all well and good, but they still bring in so much baggage from the church.
Like what?
Like gender essentialism, purity culture, self-righteousness, all that stupid bullshit I came up to avoid. I feel like a lot of the people on the left have that. Self-righteousness, to some degree that is. Yeah, I think that also stems from still feeling the need to be righteous in some way. Like leftists and liberal thinkers replaced the divine rule of law. They're still willing to proselytize it like it's a religion. Still have the base traits of fundamentalism. Us versus them, for example. They can't fully deconstruct how they operate in the world. It's fucking tedious. The no kink or pride debate sounds like it comes from that. Exactly. It's more demonizing abhorrent sexuality and respectability politics at work. I mean, kids shouldn't be exposed to that stuff. Fern rolls their eyes at me dramatically. Oh, shut up. Oh, tragedy. Little Timmy might see a shirtless guy wearing leather. Oh, God forbid a dog mask. The horror of it all. People need to grow the fuck up and stop with this think of the children bullshit. It's been played to death. Guys, not even anything they wouldn't already see on Halloween. Have you ever fucking been to Pride? Like at all?
No, I've always wanted to, but never did.
Fern stopped for a second, losing annoyance in their face before turning back to me. Why not? It just didn't feel like me. So it sounds like you should get your paws dirty and actually go to one. Does everyone at work have such radical politics? Heh, radical. I like Zane and the gang have some different beliefs. We're all kind of on the same page with values. Forsyth, for example, thinks Pride should be a week-long march and protest full stop. No fun allowed. God, that sounds boring. But back to my point. This world tells you how you should be and you think you break free from that. There's so much more work you have to do. You've got to deconstruct the patriarchal, capitalist, colonialist mindset. I look at Fern unsure of how to respond to that. Look, it's a lot of buzzwords, I know, but it's so fucking true. Uh-huh.
Hey, we came here to dance.
Zane interrupts our chat. Not a moment too soon. Things were getting a little dicey ideologically for a moment. Hey, Anisha, you've had a drink or two in you now. It's time to dance. I don't think that's my scene. Both of them grab me by one of my arms and pull me out of my seat. Their strength is immense. I have no choice but to join as I'm hoisted to the dance floor. Zane and Fern yell loudly to clear the crowd in front of us. Out of the way, people!
Hot stuff coming through.
Excuse us! We find a space big enough to fit us. Fern and Zane start dancing. I have no idea what to do, so I just shuffle back and forth. This feels like hell. Both Fern and Zane look like they know what they're doing. Zane notices my pathetic attempt at dancing.
You gotta just feel the rhythm of the beat. Just let loose.
I don't know how to.
You're not a robot, man. Just start the momentum. Let it take you.
I should be more drunk for this. How can both of them look like they know what they're doing and still look like fools? I start off with a bit more movement. I lock my shoulder a little tighter and start to sway a bit more. I immediately want to stop. I feel like a fucking idiot right now. I do not belong here. I close my eyes and just try to power through. I start swaying a bit and slowly rotate my bunched up arms in circles. The chorus hits and I start letting even more loose. I still feel like an idiot, but I just do it. I didn't want to feel restricted. I wanted to feel like everyone else around me. Everyone else seemed like they understood what they were doing. The limit of how much I'm willing to look silly has been reached and I stop. Opening my eyes, I see that no one else is looking at me, and all are just enjoying the moment. Zane and Fern are holding each other at arm's length and singing along to the music. They're practically screaming at each other. They notice me and both grab me. Oh shit. The chorus hits again and I'm arm in arm with them now. They start moving about in the circle we've now formed. I am in awe being swept up in their joy. I have no words as they continue singing. I feel both their firm arms grip me tightly. It never occurred to me I could have a moment like this. And they do this every Wednesday. We stay like that until the end of the song. Then the moment is over. A slow song takes over. Part of the crowd disperses. Alright, gonna sit this one out, Zane. Me too. As much as the moment was incredible, I feel a bit overwhelmed right now.
Ah, whoa.
Look, I have to keep radicalising our initiate over here. Besides, you can try and ask the girl you've been trying to bag for like a month to dance.
Don't say it like that. She's not just a notch to me, Fern.
Oh, Zane has found the one. Go make out with her or something. Come on, initiate. Fern and I make our way back to our previous spot. We both watch as Zane is now slow dancing with some man. It isn't an overly intimate dance, but it seems more as a courtesy. Zane is straight, right? Or at least bi. Yeah, he's straight. He's had a difficult time with women in the past. All his fault, though. He's come to enough with his sexuality to do this, though. Fern gestures to both men dancing before taking a hit from a nicotine pen. They offer it to me. I try not to lately. I prefer actual cigarettes when I do, though. Fern pantomimes some reaction while mimicking my voice. I prefer actual cigarettes. I take it he just really likes people in general. I've only met a few people as persistent as he is. You could say that. He learned how important people are the hard way. I turn to Fern. You haven't got him to kiss some guy before? I told him one time during Pride Month he wasn't going to be an ally anymore. He had to start kissing dudes. He just walked up this guy and said he's an ally and started trying to make out with him. He was super drunk. Ha! That's actually pretty funny. Yeah, I'm really glad I came tonight. I was worried I wouldn't like it here or that I wouldn't exactly feel welcome. I'm still a little on edge, but I'm glad I came. Good to have you here, bud. We both looked out back onto the dance floor. It felt special the moment we three had out there. It was just Wednesday night for everyone. Friday's 2 days away now. Big day for you. Yeah, big day. It's the weekend. Fern and I look at each other. I can't tell what they're getting at, but they are smiling intently. It's exciting you're part of the crew now. I guess. I didn't expect to make it a Friday last week, but this week feels a little different. Hey, it's going to be tough either way. Something you need to get used to. Something the group hasn't done before. Yeah, everyone just seems so much better at it. Well, it's your first time, right? At the bar here. Oh, I saw your name on the sign-up sheet as a maybe. I think you'll be fine. You can stick with the ground recovery team. Me and Zane know what we're doing. You haven't lost anybody yet. What about that guy before me? He had his own issues. Wasn't ready and letting me on it was not a good idea from what Forsyth told me. We're talking about dancing or cleaning? Cleaning, you know. What the fuck are they talking about? Are you drunk? Yeah. You don't look like a frontliner, but I bet you could be on the ground recovery team. Zane's really good at it. You'd have to have a little more mass and muscle if you want to join me and Zane. I'll come in time if you want to join us for workouts. It sounds like Fern and I talking past each other. Or maybe I'm that drunk too. Those drinks were strong. Either way, it seems like I'm not making any headway in trying to understand Fern. I'm going to get some water. I'll be back. Sweet. I leave Fern and head back towards the bar. Squeezing past the dancing crowd, I spot Zane now just in his own little world, dancing alone. His movements are a bit wild, but only a few others seem to match his energy. I can't help but smile at his freedom. At the bar, the music is far quieter, and I pour myself some water. None of this I was used to. I look back towards the dance floor and see everyone is still going at it. I'm impressed. Maybe even a little envious. It all feels like a taste of what I've been missing. Maybe the school too and the crew that works there. Everyone seems to know everyone here. They actually care about each other. Their politics are a bit different from mine though. That's rubbed people the wrong way before. I think I can keep that side of me to myself though. They don't have to know and I can just blend in. That's a trade I'm willing to make. Hey. One of the patrons, a lion, startles me. Oh, hey. Really crazy night, eh? Yeah, this is not my scene. Honestly, I'm a bit overwhelmed. It's your first time here? I know faces. I certainly don't recognise you as a regular. First time here and at a gay bar. Wow, big step for you. Did you come here with that wolf? The big guy who comes with a shorter cat. With Vernon, yeah, I did. Did he pluck you off the streets? Are you two together? No, I have a boyfriend. Zane and I only work together. I notice the bystander immediately shifts his demeanour. He stands up, and I can tell he's a little upset now. You're shy he isn't trying to get into your pants. I've seen him here kissing guys before. What? No, that was one time, and that was a prank. He's straight. You know he's in the militia group, right? Like he's part of a hate group. You know that, right? What? Who are we talking about now? A big wolf guy. You didn't know that? It's in some local far-right militant group. His buddy showed up to a drag show story time a couple of years ago. You know, this whole statement on wanting to protect the kids from drag queens or some nonsense. I was surprised he's even allowed in this bar. He's probably keeping it on the DL. No, he's not. That's not Zane. Why am I defending him? I've known him for less than 2 weeks. You work with him. You should know that about him by now. It's one of their muscles. He had this big shield and a bat. Some of that was part of the counter-protest. He looked like he's itching for violence to break out. The Lion pulls out his phone and spends some time swiping through it. I have every intention to just leave this asshole right then, but something keeps me there. He pauses, looking at me, and passes his phone over. Only to see a group of men all kitted out in bulletproof vests, tactical gear, helmets, and all wearing specific matching group colours. Among them, undeniably so, is Zane. He's thinner, and his dour expression looks wrong on the usually chipper wolf. The fur pattern is an exact match, though. For some reason, I still want to push back on this. I mean, that could be any wolf. These are just photos. The Lion scrolls through more photos, each photo showcasing a different angle of that day. Each one cementing and corroborating Zane's place with these men. I found most of these online. I pulled them from online news articles. Some of these other ones were taken by me and a friend. My head is reeling now. Thanks for letting me know. Hey, do you and your boyfriend have an open relationship or something? Oh, I thought otters were kind of cute. I leave the bar without responding and make my way back to Fern. Does Fern know about this? They have to. They can explain. I make sure to spot Zane on the dance floor if I try to skirt the edge of the crowd of dancers and onlookers. There isn't much room to have to push my way through the crowd. I don't make much progress and end up stuck in the middle of people. I'm stuck inside my own head thinking about everything. He's been nice. He's not violent. He sounds like he wants to commit violence.
I want to do what I can to protect the kids any way I can, you know.
He's friends with Fern. He says so many fucking suspicious things.
It's like having the trains run on time.
All the stray words, small acts and general demeanour seem so obvious now. It still didn't make sense. I finally force myself to push through the crowd, but see that Fern is gone. Panic sets in as my one source to clear up this misunderstanding is gone. That's when he grabs me. I'm turned around by his force and held tightly.
Ah!
Zane yells into my face and shakes me. I'm immediately brought back to middle school, brought back to bullies that shoved me into walls, that threatened me with violence whenever it pleased them, that struck hard and fast when they did decide to hurt me. Zane smiles as he holds me. In an instant I see the violence he could actually inflict on me now, not held back by some form of schoolyard hijinks, but backed by an ideology that wanted to kill me.
First at the legs to draw them close to the ground and then bam, straight into the skull. Just like that, you're not like to get back up.
It all scares me. I struggle against him and push him back in a moment to define panic. Zane lets go immediately and backs off.
Oh, hey, you okay?
I don't answer and push past him into the crowd to escape. This time the fear and adrenaline lets me push through the crowd and out the front door of the bar. I run into the night. Thursday, March 6th, 12:34 a.m.
I've seen the initiate. It just spazzed out and ran out of the bar.
I was in the bathroom. I'd make a call to the missus. Doesn't need to stop their toilet paper. Not a single roll in there.
I was absolutely freaked out. I think it might have been a panic attack or something. I kind of got too hyped up and startled him, I think. I'm out looking for him right now.
It takes me a bit of time to calm down. By then I've run to a whole other part of the city. It's mostly houses and other types of residential buildings. It's quiet out. I'm alone out here, running around the streets like a madman. I pull out my phone and type in the address to my car. It's parked outside the bar. On the walk back, I think about Zane. How could I not? Now that I'm in a better state of mind, I realise him grabbing me is probably just him acting a moment of excitement and joy. I don't think he's trying to get the jump on me. Not in a gay bar, not with everyone watching. I feel pulled in two directions. The logical side of my brain tells me he isn't some monster. But every once in a while I look at him and see those high school bullies in him. Or at least what they grow up to become. Average Joes that just happen to hate anyone other than their kind. I've watched videos on people in hate groups. They laugh around acting like warriors for freedom and defenders against the unsavoury. Felt like he fit the bill. Or is it just my history with his type coming through? I hid that I was gay from him. Why wouldn't he do something similar? But he'd been found out by now. He wouldn't be allowed in the bar. So many people knew him there. He was a member of their community. None of this made sense. This didn't help how I felt about everything. Tonight felt like I made some kind of connection with Fern and Zane. It felt like maybe working in the school would pan out. If only for a little bit. I wasn't so sure. I didn't like the feeling that Zane was some kind of ticking time bomb for me. Eventually I make it back to the city proper. It's only 2 a.m. now and I'm closer to where I parked my car. I pass by a hole-in-the-wall dive bar. A few people spill out of the bar laughing just to begin walking past it. They're all schlubby older men. I shrink as best I can when I walk by the group. Their own merriment stops as I walk by. Just as I get out of earshot, one of them shouts something to me. I have no idea what they said, but I quicken my pace a bit. Another one shouts at me. I do my best to ignore them. I take an alleyway route once I turn a corner, just in case they are following me. I wait for a moment and see that they aren't. I continue my walk. I check behind my back a few times to see if I'm being followed. Each time I see no one. I turn down another street to get back on course to my car. As I do, I notice a middle-aged ox peer down an alleyway before noticing me. I can't tell if this ox is from the same group that yelled at me earlier, but I take a quick glance to make sure. He notices and crosses the street to cut me off. I keep walking, hoping it's a coincidence. He's large and his slurred words make it obvious he's inebriated. There, you over there. He shambles over to me. I take a step back. Yeah, you know me and my friends were talking to you back there. It's kind of rude to just ignore us. It's very rude. My mind jumps to the idea he's going to hurt me. It's dark and I'm not in a particularly good part of town. He has to be from that group that I passed. I don't know if he plans to be a lone actor or if he wants to take me back to his buddies. I step back and bump into someone. I can tell by how I barely make this person budge that they have to be big. I can't bring myself to turn around. A paw gently lands on my shoulder. I'm fucked. I don't see any way out of this now. Zane, what the fuck are you doing here? Zane? I tilt my head up to see him. He doesn't look down at me, but keeps his eyes focused on the ox in front of us. Yeah, bud. You came around just in time. We caused a little artifact here. We missed you and your stupid little facts. You're still working at that school. Fuck. Is he actually with a militant group? Was everything he did a fucking ploy to get me here? I try to dart away, but Zane grips me tightly with both of his paws. He looks down at me. Stay. I don't want to spend another 45 minutes looking for you again. The drunk ox saunters over to us. Maybe you're wrong about you, Zane. You're being awfully helpful right now. You should stick around. Some of the guys are still looking for this little shit. Zane continues to stare the ox down. You know, things are picking up again with the group. Everything's getting so heated lately. Never been a better chance to do good work. Go home, Darryl. Isn't yours to mess around with. We're just passing through. Darryl stops. You're with this piece of shit now? You're fucking queer now? I should have known. Let's go into shit. Zane moves his grip from my shoulders to my wrist. He moves off the sidewalk and towards the other side of the road. I still don't feel comfortable enough for him to be taking me anywhere, despite the clear danger I'm in. My car wasn't far away. I resist Zane's pull. Ah, looks like your little butt buddies want to go with you. Hey, shut up, man. I don't know if the alcohol of my recent experiences at work might finally taken enough bullshit. The fuck you say to me, you little prick? Darryl bristles and I can see him begin to puff himself up a bit. He strides over to me to get into my face. I regret my decision to try and stand up for myself. Say that again to my face, you fucking little shit. I'll have your goddamn face curb stopped to the ground. Spit flies from his mouth. His arms extend outwards like he's going to push me or grab me. Zane's strike lands before the man makes contact with me. His fist impacts the ox's jaw. He barely manages to stand his ground from the first blow, but Zane strikes thrice more without hesitation. Each hit landing with precision and speed onto the side of the ox's head. Spit flies from Zane's frothy mouth as he yells. I barely make out what he says amidst his fury.
I'll fucking kill you if you touch him. I'll fucking kill you. He's part of my pack now.
This time the ox stumbles backwards and does not fall. He'd be on the ground if Zane wasn't now propping him up by gripping him tightly onto the ox's collar. I didn't even notice he managed to do that. He's keeping the ox on his feet, but just barely. The man is completely dazed and incoherently mutters to himself. Blood drips from the ox's mouth. I can see Zane's fist is in the air, poised to strike again. He's breathing heavily, and the fur on his back and neck stands on end. His teeth are bared. It's terrifying. I don't say anything. I turn and sprint away, back into the same situation as before. I make it to my car without running into anyone else. I've no idea where Zane went. Fuck, I'm tired. I've been sitting on the toilet seat, scoring on my phone, long enough I've warmed up the porcelain. I take a drag of my cigarette before blowing it into my smoke catcher. I couldn't take last night, or this work shift. I needed to fall back to old habits. My areas look like shit. I don't really care at this point. I'm working on so little sleep that I've had no energy to motivate myself to do anything, except emailing the temp agency. I've told them it's not working out. My own sloppy performance today should be enough to have them agree. I sit back and hike my legs up onto the toilet seat. There isn't much room. I curl my tail onto my lap so it doesn't touch the floor. Zane and I avoided each other all day. I thought I was being paranoid. After he beat that man, I don't think I am. I've been here before, hiding in the school bathroom stall from a violent asshole. The shift ends in an hour. I don't need to leave this stall till then. The lights in the bathroom turn off in the lack of movement outside the stall. It catches my attention, but I return to scrolling. My eyes don't adjust due to my screen's brightness. I'm in the darkness for only a bit when I hear dragging footsteps. They slosh like someone accidentally stepped in a mop bucket. Through the stall slits I catch a grey mass pass by and into the cover of the stall door. I freeze for a moment, then realise it's probably Zane. I relax, then freeze again when I realise. It's probably Zane. Instead of saying anything, he rattles the door handle, just like Monday night. I shine my phone's flashlight, but it's too bright to see any details. I don't want to talk to this guy. Fuck off, Zane. I'm not talking to a LARPing fascist asshole. In response, he bangs on the door, just like he did Monday night. I turn off my phone's light. It's locked, Zane. I'm not talking to you. A moment goes by with nothing, but I soon hear the stall lock jiggling. It's moving. Zane! I brandish my phone and shine its light onto the door. The faint light of the lock screen does little to illuminate a mass of grey now spreading from the gaps of the stall door. The grey mass is manipulating the lock. I drop my phone and it hits the ground with a squish, not a clatter. Looking down, I have a moment to notice the ground is now covered in a similar grey mass. Its colour is darker, but I have little time to register that. The stall door slowly creaks open. I look up. Instead of Zane, I see something else. Whatever this thing was, it wasn't a person. It looked more like the sewage water we emptied on Wednesday, but its consistency is more like sludge. It was vaguely person-shaped, but lacked any features that we had. No pointy ears, no tail. Its lack of any snout felt wrong as my mind tried desperately to grasp onto any discernible feature. At least with Zane I could tell his intent in his fury. This thing was a set of red-coloured indents on an amorphous shape. I could only grasp at ideas of intent or theories of what it was. That keeps me frozen, the unrealness of it. The smell is what finally grounds me. It's worse than Wednesday's misadventure. I take up my lighter and flip it on. It's in this new dim light that I realise the entirety of the stall is covered in the same grey fluid as this thing. The creature inches towards me. Back the fuck off. It doesn't heed my pathetic warning. It instead reaches out a limb towards me. I stumble back a bit, barely staying on the seat, and drop the lighter. Its sole flame hits the ground and ignites the black floor. Fire spreads everywhere and quickly burns away the black sludge around the stall. The flames reach the mass and set it on fire. The thing recoils in pain and backs into the corner of the bathroom. I run out and back into the main hallway. The only place I think I could hide in immediacy is my custodial closet. I dash to it. The closer I get to the closet, the more a strange red hue begins to emanate ambiently. When I do reach the custodial closet, it's doubled. Tripled? Did my vision blur? A red glow emanates through the door gaps in the closet's double. This can't just be stress. You've got to be fucking kidding me. I hear the sloshing again and see the creature making its way towards me. Its cover in a black sludge now greatly dissipated. In its place is a skeletal scaffolding made of some grey build-up. I run but manage to corner myself one of the grade's pods. I stumble. It crawls towards me. Just before it can touch me, it arches its back and thrashes about. Zane stands just behind it with a clear green spray bottle. He's spraying it with some liquid. His stance is notably relaxed and nonchalant. Zane speaks as if this was just another duty of the job he had to explain.
We have to use a decalcifying agent for these ones. They form from the buildup of limestone in the sinks and water fountains.
The creature begins to dissolve a bit, but quickly stands. It goes to swing at Zane. The wolf sidesteps out of the way.
They can get all feisty once you start cleaning them.
Zane continues to spray the monster with what smells like vinegar. The monster recoils in pain from the fine mist spray. Zane presses the advantage and manages to back it into a corner. Each spray seems to both harden the sludge parts of it and dissolve the hardened bits of it. Just before it's completely gone, Zane runs out of solution. The monster takes a moment to lunge at Zane. Zane tosses the empty bottle out before smashing it with the mop he holds. His blow is quick and decisive, no doubt practiced. It crumbles into a heap of sludge before disappearing completely.
Well, if you clean them up enough, you can just smack them. Then they just disappear. Fireworks too, but that's more dangerous for us.
We stare at each other. His expression is matter of fact and a little nervous.
A couple of other types. Most are easy to deal with. Like I said, this one's weak to any decalcifying agent. But water vinegar solution works best. Gets trickier when multiple kinds rush you. It's a little like
What the fuck was that?
a limestone build. Well, it had some sewage elements to it, so it's probably from all that water sitting in that tank from Wednesday. You should probably talk to Sarah.
I tell Zane and Sarah about some of the odd occurrences that have happened over the past 2 weeks. Sarah and Zane sit there, both unwilling to talk. A few times one starts to speak, but they stop themselves. I'm the one to finally say something. You have to start somewhere. Sarah sighs. About every 8 months, strange occurrences start to happen. They start out small at first, but can snowball into manifestations like the one you experienced. So you're saying this school is built on top of a hell portal?
Well, it's not that dramatic.
It felt pretty fucking dramatic. Please, a few running theories as to why this happens, but no definitive proof.
Something is old Indian graveyard type situation, or psychic manifestations from alternative parallel universe timeline thingy. Me and Forsyth think it's the remnants of an old god of rot.
Thank you, Zane. What we do know is we've managed to contain this phenomenon to work on a very fixed schedule. It feeds off disorder and filth. Daily cleaning keeps it from snowballing quickly, but any amount of perceived uncleanliness gives it power.
I'm pretty sure it makes more sense why we so push on the quality of your work.
It does. So every 8 months a little monster pops out and you kill it? Everything goes back to normal? Sarah and Zane look at each other with a worried expression. You killed it and that's the end. That's it.
That was only a piece of it. Whatever it is built up over time. Once it reaches enough mass, its power spills over this side of things. An access point appears somewhere in the school. That's how it makes it across the threshold.
I cut my head into my paws. Yeah, I've played this video game before. Zane elbows Sarah.
See, I'm not the only one, eh?
Let's stay focused. It's manageable. We've been dealing with this thing for years now. Even before my time. We have a team and a method that is foolproof. And it's the same every time you do it. We keep our work focused. We've never had issues. That thing Zane killed was unexpected, admittedly. We've never let it get bad enough on those to appear on our side of reality.
Right before he didn't do the best of jobs. His negligence might be what tipped the scale in the favour of the court.
That comment brings me back to my own efforts these past 2 weeks. I haven't been entirely honest with you two. Oh, tell me you haven't been skipping on duties. Yeah, not everything but corners were cut. Okay, not great, but not terrible. You've only been here for 2 weeks. What I've seen your work isn't awful, just inexperienced.
Yeah, it'd have been worse if that time you smashed your fingers you got blood everywhere.
I'm glad you mopped up my blood then.
What blood?
My blood. From Tuesday. I'll talk about the blood from your smashed fingers on Tuesday. Yeah, Zane mopped it up when he went to get the papers for me. All the drops of blood were gone by the time I went back to my car.
Well, I never saw any blood.
And that's, bad, right? It absorbed the blood. It absorbed the blood?
Yeah, I can do that. You didn't get to it quick enough. Well, I guess that's what happened.
Not great. Sarah breathes in. I'm sure it's not that bad. How much of a difference can a few drops of blood make?
Well, you'd be surprised.
Sarah exhales. This is unprecedented. Now we have no idea how the fight is going to go.
Fight? Yeah, we're able to go into its domain and fight it. It's usually a piece of cake when we kick its ass. Sarah, this is going to be nothing. We've done this before. We can do it again.
I'm not going to help in some battle. I never signed up for that. You can't expect me to join something like this. We don't, but you should. The deep voice startles me and almost falls in my chair. Before me stands an older coyote, someone in his 50s. He's at the edge of the doorway.
Forsyth!
Zane jumps up and nearly tackles him. Forsyth stands his ground and takes the attack hug on. I briefly see a smile on Forsyth's face before it fades. Sarah stands and joins near the hugging men. That's good to see you too, Zane. Easy, Zane. I didn't expect you to be here today, not this late. I wanted to once over at the building for tomorrow's operation. That and seeing our new co-worker. All eyes turn to me. I swing into my swivel chair and inadvertently push myself backwards. Forsyth walks past the others and directly in front of me. He's shorter than me. I can tell just by looking at him. Despite that, his stoicism is enough to rattle me. I've been told you have made our operation tomorrow more difficult. He doesn't phrase it like a question, but I answer it like it is. Yes, it's my fault. Then you'll help us. He isn't ready for that. He hasn't run any drills or knows any of the formations. He can be part of the ground recovery team, alongside you. He knows how to use a mop. There are no more spots on the team. Already have it covered. You made sure of that. If what I overheard is true, then we could use another person. He can be one of them. Then we can recruit from our own. We don't have to involve him. I remember not too long ago that I tried to stop you from joining your first operation. You barely knew how to operate some of the machines, yet you wanted to join us. That was different. My children's safety was on the line. But you have a point. He's shown he can be relied on at times. I can't fully rule him out.
I agree with Sarah. If he wants to, I think he could make a difference here.
Whoa, I don't owe you people anything, especially fighting some god in a hell dimension. It's not a hell dimension. Forsyth.
Well, it's not.
Besides, I had no idea what was at stake to begin with.
He has a point. We weren't up front with him.
Yeah, why didn't you tell me about this? We were caught in a weird position. New hires don't generally join on 2 weeks before. With Forsyth away and all the extra work to do with the training you and preparing, it wasn't a good time to let you know. We tried to get a better feel for where people are at before we asked them to join. Well, I'm not doing this. I'm not risking my life those snot-nosed kids I barely know or barely care about. The room is silent at my declaration. I hated to say it, but it's true. This wasn't my fight. I didn't know these people half as well as I thought. Forsyth takes a moment to think before responding. We can't force you to help us. While it is your fault that we are risking more danger, it is true that you had no idea what the stakes were. It still stands that you are actively negligent in your duties as a custodian. Is this a fair assessment? Yes. For now, I still expect you to come in tomorrow and finish out your week here. You can pay us back your negligence by doing that at the very least. Anything beyond that is up to you. If you finish your work today, you may leave early. You have no further need to be here. Forsyth turned to the others. Let's do a quick rundown before tomorrow. All three leave. Zane is the last two, and he lingers in the doorframe for a beat before following the rest of them. I wasn't ready to talk to him either. Friday, March 7th, 1:30 p.m. Dear Mr. Maxwell, we have received your email regarding a transfer request from your current position at Stone Meadow Elementary School. Unfortunately, we don't have any positions open at this time at any other location within your immediate vicinity. You are free to leave this position, but... Friday's shift goes out the others, except no one comes to check in on me or invites me to hang out with them during breaks. I do my work diligently and with little downtime. I try my best to make sure everything is as clean as possible. I finish my work early enough to catch the sunset in. From the second floor windows I can see Zane swinging on the swing set alone. About an hour after all school activities finish and all the students leave, a crew assembles around where the god's domain has manifested, right next to my closet. I walk out into the hallway to see what kind of operation they have going on. Everyone is either talking in small groups or tending some piece of equipment. There were the five I knew: Zane, Jean, Sarah, Fern and Forsyth. Among them were others I didn't know. Around them was a plethora of equipment, both martial and cleaning in nature. They all look happy, satisfied even. They seem to have no fear about the impending danger they're about to face. If they do, they're doing a good job of hiding it. I see Zane tucked away in the corner. He has headphones on. He looks deep in thought. I want to talk to him, but I think speaking with everyone else first will be best. I wanted to try and understand all of this. I walk up to Sarah. She's talking with someone I haven't met yet. They're an opossum. She notices me and concludes the conversation. Checking out what we have going on? I thought I'd at least see what it's like, before the whole god-demon fight. I don't buy the god angle myself. Oh, this doesn't change your faith at all? It actually strengthens it. Something's real now, right? Before this, it was all faith. It might not be the god, but it's something. It kind of gives you the idea that it really is something else out there. Sorry about Tuesday. I never did apologise. I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to bite your head off either. Being here wasn't part of my life plan. I assumed everyone felt that way. I shouldn't have done that. The way you framed it made me question why I stayed here for so long, and why I wanted to leave. Over the years, I think I've found different reasons for working here. My co-workers, my kids, feel like I owe this school and the team for helping my family. It's changed over the years. I can't say it's been one thing, really. I don't regret it. I've been here nearly a decade. I'm just ready to move on to something else. Was stopping this thing ever a reason for staying? Seems like a good enough reason for anyone. I think for a time, yes. That didn't last long. This is all a lot to take in, but as time goes on I just feel like another part of the job. You must be joking. Ask anyone else. It's true. It kind of fades into the background of every day. It does only happen about once a year. In a way, it's just an extension of what we do every day, just done all at once instead of over 2 semesters. Can you tell me more about Zane? I'm not sure I know anything more than you do at this point. The whole militia thing was the only big surprise to him. I guess hearing from him about that would be better. I thought you would have had more feelings on it, given your... She eyes me similarly the way she did Tuesday night. You are treading on some mighty thin ice here, Jake. A lot of things. Sarah understands where I was going with that regardless. Zane didn't do much listening to me when he first started here. I always deferred to Forsyth or asked for confirmation from him if I sent him on a task. That's changed enough. He doesn't question you anymore. Only the normal amount, as much as a regular co-worker should. He seems a model employee now. I'm so glad I was right about him. You could tell he had potential. I saw him more as a child back then. He was one, to be fair. I could tell he wanted more, was waiting for something to bring him out of whatever he was in. I didn't want to write him off, despite how shitty he could be. Call it a mother's intuition, or maybe it's the irrational want to help someone. Either way, he did the work and made it here. I walk up to Fern. They are sheathing and unsheathing what appears to be a sword. The edges look blunt. Around them are various semi-opaque bottles, each containing the same cleaning solutions one would use during a shift. Each one has a unique, stylized, hand-drawn label on them. Fern catches me eye in their setup. Jealous? They made this for me. Got tired of using their bat. The weapon doesn't make much of a difference. You gotta use the right cleaning product first before you can tear them apart properly anyway. Zane told me. He told me that last night, by the way. That's part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you. You knew Zane was in a militia? Yeah, I did. Some guy at the bar told me. I tried to find you after I found out. You know how the rest of that night went. Yeah, that's not how you should have found out. And you've been friends with him this entire time, though? As I shot for sure, and he told me. He let it slip one day a bit after we both thought we had each other figured out. I told you it was super awkward around me when I first started, right? You might have. We met each other at weird points in each other's lives. I was on the cusp of transitioning. I could tell he was working out some things. We saw each other differently once we found out what the other was hiding. By then we were co-workers, siblings in arms and friends. I talk a big talk on theory and praxis. But if I couldn't find a way to navigate a friendship with Zane, then my beliefs were bullshit. It sounds unfair to people who are hurt by people like Zane. You can't expect people to be in a community with a former militia member. I don't. Not everyone should or can handle that kind of reality. At the time he had work to do, but... He still has work to do. Fern doesn't appreciate that interruption. I apologise quickly. I don't meet their gaze the rest of the conversation. He does. I understand more than most people here how it feels knowing this about him. At the end of it all, Zane and I... We both found out something about each other we didn't expect. Things we found uncomfortable. Granted, one of us was more valid in our concerns than the other. These people helped me to transition. Zane was and continues to be a part of that. We work towards that together. That's all I can really say at this point. What's your role in this? Zane and I are both frontliners of the team. We make sure that any nasties have a harder time getting the ground recovery team. You know, he got excited when he found out someone new was being hired. Did he assume I was going to join in on the team? Most people give it a shot at least once. They don't like it or can't handle it, they try their roles. I think we always assumed you'd be ground recovery or post-operations cleaner if you decided to join us. Because of my noodle arms. Yeah, I'm sure Zane could tell you more. I see what you're trying to do. That obvious? I walk up to Jean. He's just outside my actual janitor's closet. He's inspecting the multiple mop buckets that surround him. They're filled up with soapy water. Those don't look like half water, half cleaner. Ah, Jake, you're all right. We use a more cleaner here. The normal mix is too weak for sludge in there. How are you doing tonight? I don't know how to answer that truthfully. I give a default answer. Fine. It is a good evening to be fine. Is there anything I can help you with? What's your role in this? I work with the waste extraction support team. We take dirty mop buckets and give back clean ones. If the team needs anything else, we get it to them. I'm on the back line. That is how Fern says it. You don't see much of the action then? This is my first operation. So you've never done this before? I have practiced with the team before. We do drills every 2 months. I did not believe them at first. Tonight has been a nice surprise. You just went along with it, the practices and the surrealness of it all. Yes, I wanted to, how'd you say it? Humour them. When they told me, I thought it was a joke, and I wanted to be the one on top of that joke. There was so much here. The volunteer sheet, the practices, and the cookouts. You all have cookouts? Yes, it was too much to be a joke. I kept up with practice for the team. The punchline never came. And still a lot. I like fantasy and science fiction. I like the genres a lot. It's being real is not so difficult to accept now. Seeing is believing, I guess. I wanted your thoughts on Zane. He is a good friend. That's it? What more do you want? I don't know. Maybe some insight into him and his past. You want to know about his time in that group? Yes. He has not told me much, and I don't need to know. I have never seen him and seen that past him. I only see him as he is now. You started a while ago, before the last guy, but sometime after Fern. I guess you caught him at a good spot. Would you warn your past self if you could? About Zane? That question catches me off guard and seems impossible to answer. Would that even be fair to Zane? To me? I don't know. When I came to this country, Zane was one of my first friends. I think on that. Sean can tell I'm still on the fence about all this. Everyone has a past. I have seen that his does not define him. My only hope is that he reads more. He could learn much. He loves fantasy very much. I walk up to Forsyth. He's talking with a man I haven't met yet. Don't think he works at the school. Forsyth concludes their conversation where I reach both men. The other man goes off to check things. Who's that? An old friend. He works for a disaster restoration company. They specialise in water damage, but most of their equipment and techniques translate to after-operation work. Once the god is disposed of, his team comes in and helps sweep up the remaining mess. Then the domain collapses. Do his kids go here? I know. He is an old drinking buddy. I let slip one night several years back about this, and he wanted in. Everyone seems to know everyone here. Some of these people have been working for us for 10 or more years now. You get to know everyone eventually. If you want to, that is. Have you made a decision on how you fit into all of this? Not yet. I wanted to talk to Zane before I make my decision. What I said last night was the truth. If you choose not to join us, there won't be retaliatory actions. You can keep working here if you want to, and you can stay out of all this. We can't and won't force you to do anything. I have to want to be here. I have to want to be a part of this. Yes. You're in the military? For a while, yes. I did 2 tours. When I left the military, I was lost. For most of my life, I was told what to do and how to do it. Surrounded by people who believed in what we were doing and who shared the same experiences. Civilian life didn't make sense. I cycled through a few jobs until I found this one. Was it the fighting that brought you back? Seems like you're running this like an army. No, It was the purpose. It's true I was still protecting things. Back then we were much more ragtag, not as welcoming and sustainable. Unit cohesion was low. The only way forward was radical change. The work towards building something like I had with my unit was part of what kept me here. Surprised that a retired military officer could create an environment where a non-binary person felt safe to transition. Not everyone back then was being truthful about who they were. I noticed Forsyth thumb the ring on his finger. I wanted that change too, for myself and out of necessity. When the middle school was built and connected, the workload and threat increased. We couldn't afford alienating anyone. It wasn't negotiable at that point. We had to make this a place anyone could find safe. This job attracts all walks of life. You've seen that. After some time, our group was starting to become something more than a military unit. You change a lot of things here. I can't take all the credit. At the start, I was still replicating what I knew, trying to make it into a platoon. My late husband was the one that pushed me to have it be something more. Social workers tend to do that. What exactly happens here? Once we are organised and ready, we head into the God's domain. We set up our formation and get a clean in. It grows and festers in there as a central mass. Surrounded is all manner of rot. Most is not reachable, but the floor can be mopped and cleaned. The more ground we recover, the more the thing weakens. And you take part? I'm in charge of keeping things coordinated in there. I climb on top of a band conductoring tower and keep an eye out for threats. Any that come close to us, I destroy. I also try to keep the tempo of the group up. Define destroy threats. Zane modified an airgun to shoot pellets of concentrated cleaner. His craftsmanship is really quite impressive. It's modelled after a Winchester rifle. The lever doesn't work, but I'm used to using it when I fire the real thing. It's relatively harmless to a person. Once one of the pellets lodges into any of those things, they are obliterated almost immediately. I assume you take care of the god the same way, with the airgun. Yes. If we take enough ground back and clean enough of the rot away, it becomes vulnerable. One hit with a cleaning pellet takes it down. Can you tell me how Zane changed so much? I'm having trouble not seeing past his time in the militia. Zane was in a dark place when he started working here. I won't go into detail since it's not my place, but I could tell what he was keeping hidden. I knew the talking points and dog whistles he was spewing. Sarah and I would push back against it, tell him how wrong he was. So would the other employees. He would listen sometimes to what we had to say, but there wasn't any real change. It was Sarah's call to let him in on this. Once we did, that's when his attitude shifted. He started caring about things. Yes. It feels like he just replaced one zealotry for another. It's just acceptable for him to be violent in this context. He hasn't changed, really. That's not entirely true. I've seen the way he works with the kids. He coordinated a lot of the care for me while I was recovering. He is more than the warrior he thinks he is. He's deconstructed so much of the ideology that encourages violent action. I know he's worried he's going to lose everything if this god goes away, but he won't. Goes away? It comes back every 8 months, I thought. It started here in the elementary school side. Once this side of the building is torn down in a few years, the god might not resurface. Some in the group think it's tied only to this side of the school. The elementary side goes, it goes. But that doesn't matter. All of us see the inherent worth Zane has as a person. We see and value the love he gives freely and honestly before we see him as a tool. What happened to the last guy? The one before me. Sarah said he left on his own? He did. He wasn't handling things well here. Toward the end of the time, he became more and more paranoid. He claimed the teachers and other staff were talking behind his back or making plans. Do you think he's experiencing some of the weird things that happen here? I've had my run-ins. Maybe. I don't think so, though. What he described never matched up with how things manifest here. Sarah and I theorized he might have had schizophrenia. We pieced that together only after he left. No one here is a psychiatrist, so we weren't in any position to diagnose him. I did try and contact him after he left, but I never could get a hold of him. Shit, that's a rough spot to be in. We have our limitations, admittedly. Telling him about this wasn't a good idea. What would you have done if he did get help? Asked what he wanted to do with all this. We could have moved him for a shift. Nothing manifests during daylight hours. He could have avoided any odd occurrences then. We had ideas. There are worse places to work. There is a dignity to being a custodian. It doesn't have to define you either. People move on from this job. It is just that, after all. A job. Everyone keeps up with the team here because stopping whatever this thing is matters to them. And more so they stay because it feels right to be with everyone. I guess I have to experience it to understand it. The choice is yours, Jake. Thanks for this. I leave Forsyth. I think it's time to talk to Zane. He's still sitting by himself. Next to him is a shield. Looks well crafted. Hey. Zane takes off his headphones.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I said hey.
Oh, hey.
We look at each other. We're both unsure what to say or how to start the conversation. There's a lot to talk about. Not much time to do it in. I wanted some explanations. What happened Thursday?
That man we ran into is a member of the group I was in. When I saw him and you, I got scared. I know how these guys operate. They would boast about what they wanted to do to people like you. I stepped in and you saw how it played out.
It was terrifying.
I know. I made a mistake. I want to say it was the alcohol, but seeing him brought back so much anger.
Did it feel the same when you saved me from that thing?
No. Punching him felt worse. It felt wrong immediately after. Destroying the things here just feels different. I don't know how to explain it. When I'm in the middle of everything with everyone, I feel right. Like I'm actually doing something I was made for. Something I was born to do. It isn't other people I'm hurting. It's not the same.
But you still enjoy it.
I can't tell if it all feels right because of the endorphins. Or that I get to be part of something. Or that I'm fulfilling some kind of role. Or if I do just like the fighting. I've been avoiding that question for a bit now. I think yesterday made that picture clearer.
Why join the militia?
They gave me what I wanted. A reason why the world was so shitty and awful. A way to fix it. A sense of belonging. It was all false, though. I didn't actually fix anything. And I didn't really belong there. But I didn't see that at the time.
You never once thought it was bullshit?
I had my moments. I think I knew deep down my place with them was conditional. It could be taken away if I stepped out of line or I was no longer of use to them. But when I first joined, I felt invigorated. Like everything they told me was me making my way to something that made sense. I see now how fake it all was. Nothing but false narratives.
Why did you leave the militia?
I left once I knew they didn't actually care about me. I was just a tool for them, a means to an end. On one of the protests we went to, things got dicey. We had a few clashes with some of the protesters. I got hurt as we were fleeing the scene.
Zane slaps his paw into his forehead and laughs.
I fucking tripped as we were fleeing and hit my head on something. Not before landing funny on my arm. I ended up with a concussion and a fracture in my forearm. They took me to the hospital. I fell off for weeks after. The doctor said I had some brain trauma and I wasn't in a good headspace to begin with in that group. Everyone was always so miserable. There was this atmosphere of constant anger and fear. It didn't help that I finally realized they didn't like me. They only tolerated me and my oddities. When I was recovering, nobody from the group tried to help me. I asked if they could drive me to checkups or even sign my cast. They were too busy organising things or just wouldn't make the effort. I spiraled rapidly. The concussion made me feel horrible. I couldn't sleep. My emotions were even more of a wreck than they were before. I missed work more and got fired. I stopped trying to reach out to them, and they forgot about me.
Zane sniffles. I can see tears form the base of his eyes. His voice cracks.
Nobody fucking cared that I was lost. I got evicted and couldn't pay my bills or even get out of bed. It was my parents finally stepped in to help. I moved back in with them, but by then I just didn't care. Nothing mattered to me. I hated everyone. And so I left the group, but I hadn't left the ideology yet.
What made you leave that? Zane looks up and scans the hallway. Tears now rolling down his face, but his voice doesn't crack.
This job. When I got here, I was still listening to a far-right podcast and watching far-right videos. I was still deep in the rabbit hole. The way they pushed back against my shitty beliefs helped. I don't want to say that they pulled me out of it.
Why not?
That makes it sound like it was their responsibility to do it, when in reality they pushed back against me because they had to. What really changed me is when they let me in on what was happening at the school. All of this. Not the fighting, but the community. All the connection and care that was going on just below the surface. There was this camaraderie that I hadn't noticed and could actually access. But I realised I could never really belong to it the way I was. That's what made me start listening to them. Once I got involved, everything made sense. I had it figured out.
Figured what out?
The dignity and worth of people, the willingness to forgive, patience for those struggling, the necessity of building something new. Take your pick. Once I internalised those things, I started seeing it everywhere. The world was suddenly less dark, and I realised I could be part of it all.
What exactly do you do when you go in there?
Well, I'm part of the front line team. Once we enter in there, the god gets a little pissy that we're there to kill it again. It sends some of his ground troops at us.
Like the one that attacked me?
Yeah. Me, Fern, and Bartholomew do what we can to keep everyone else safe. Anything gets too close or slips past Forsyth's aim, and we get to deal with it.
Sounds dangerous.
Well, it can be, but you get used to it. The little shits that come after us never really have a strategy. Or if they do have one, it's obvious. The extra size helps, too. The ground recovery team works quickly enough that it never becomes too difficult to maintain the line. They're the real heroes. They do all the actual work. When we talked on Tuesday about this job, what you said stuck with me. I was supposed to want to be something more. I figured my more was doing this.
He gestures to the shield and the cleaning equipment that surrounds him.
For a while now, I've been worried that I haven't really changed. I'm still playing the same role I was in the militia, the violent defender. Our conversation cemented that fact for me. I still get to play the hero and be physical. I look forward to these operations, and I don't like that I do. I want to be more like Forsyth than the rest of the team. I want to know I could be a helper, a light. I don't want to be just a destroyer.
That's why you tried so hard to be friends with me.
Yeah, I made the same effort with the last guy, but he left. Forsyth and the others brought me out of a dark place and helped me. I wanted to do that with him, but it didn't work.
Forsyth told me you had a lot going on. Too much for you folks to help with.
I guess. I thought I had another chance when he came along. It wasn't difficult to tell he weren't doing well.
It was that obvious?
Did you even try to hide it?
I think I thought I was doing a better job of hiding being a sad sack of shit than I actually was.
Hey now, you can't talk to yourself like that.
Ha!
I don't want to fail you like I did the last guy.
I don't respond. There's a lot to take in.
You know, I think you have some work to do as well.
What do you mean?
You've been kind of an asshole. I can't tell it's because of where you think you are in life, or you just are a bit of a jerk. I know the way you probably think about this job. I was the same way. I don't respect the people working here either. I think you've internalized some nasty thoughts.
I think about what Zane has to say. It makes sense. My values were different from the people here. I wanted to hide them when I understood what I stood to gain. My being here wouldn't be genuine. If I stayed, I might have to confront some things about this world I would rather not. Confront some things about myself. It all feels so new to me. For a long time it was only about me, trying my best to keep myself safe any way I could. Maybe that worked back then. I don't know if it works now. The people here have things figured out. My comment leads us into silence. We have 10 minutes until the operation begins. Everyone, use the bathroom and make your final preparations. We'll form up in 5.
I don't expect these past 2 weeks to play out the way it did. I'm sure I'll be okay without you. If it means anything, I think you do have a space here, Jake. If you don't want to join any of this, I still want to be friends during our shift. I had fun dancing with you.
I want to talk to him about my past, how pain was forced upon me at such a young age, how it reminds me of that pain and those who inflicted it. How that pain changed me in ways I'm only realising about now. If we had more time, we could try and begin the messy work of some kind of reconciliation. But Zane's time in that group never directly affected me. Not really. He was a vestige of the horrific forces that shaped me. Did we really owe each other anything? We hold each other's gaze one more time before Zane asks.
So, do you think this job is going to work out?
Yes. Fun little joke there. And these are the people who did an absolutely amazing job on this Maywolf 2025 submission. So I read this for the stream. I really enjoyed it. If you guys still watching this, amazing. I really love this. And the theme was light in the darkness. I think you really brought that in. Great work, everyone. Great work. Friday, June 17th, 12:45 p.m. No, it's all about the action economy. You can optimize any system to maximum efficiency. Dungeons & Dragons is no different. If you're using every tool at your disposal, then you can maximize your output. It's really quite simple.
You're doing it again.
What?
Power gaming.
Hey, weren't you the one who wanted the big guns that a wizard could bring to the group?
Well, maybe. That was a while ago, though. Who knows what past Zane was thinking back then? I'm a completely different person now.
Admit it, my wizardly might has been invaluable to the team, in and outside of combat.
You do balance out the party. We needed someone with a pole up their butt to help give us a bit of structure.
Glad to be of assistance, then. It's been about 4 months since I decided to stay. So much has changed, and yet my life seems about the same as it always was. School is out for the summer. The entire custodial team has been busy deep cleaning the classrooms, shampooing carpets, buffing laminated floors, and scrubbing away the odd pencil mark on walls. Things have slowed down a lot. With the kids gone, we get to choose when we come in and leave. I'm on a more regular schedule now. Almost everyone else is too. As a result, I've been getting to know more of the custodial staff. Zane, like always, has been the one to initiate these meetings. I've been grateful for that. Hey, are we still doing team practice this week, or did that get moved like last time?
Nope. Yes.
Zane sticks his hand out in front of him and tenses up. When he speaks next, he does so as if reciting an automated message.
Team practice has been moved to June 21st at 12 p.m. Lunch will be provided at practice. Expect practice to last 2 hours. That's what the email said.
For some reason, I'm not on that mailing list yet. I got the email about the cookout, but not the practices. They really need to streamline that process.
Well, I asked her about it once, and I think no one has really gotten around to putting together a better mailing system. Do you think a tech wizard like you could figure that out?
I wouldn't even need to use my degree to figure that out. You're probably wanting to know what happened that night too. How it all played out. We fought a god that night. We won. Just like we always do. There isn't much else to say. I could tell you about how wild it was, about how I partly understood why Zane looked forward to the operations, or how seeing the god and its power shook me to my core. But the thing I keep going back to is how right it felt being surrounded by everyone. We all had the same goal, that feeling of unity extended to our working shifts. We didn't face monsters every day, but we were all together. My phone rings. I see it's my boyfriend. Hey, babe. Zane leans into me, towards the phone. He wraps his arm across my shoulder.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, you two.
You'll come to dance with us on Thursday.
Yeah, I think I'll be the DD's little excursion. I don't get to pick and choose my schedule like you two do.
Sweet.
How can I help you, my lover? I just left work for lunch. I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing.
Well, I'm doing great.
I elbow Zane lightly in his side. He shakes me a bit before letting me go. Hey, that question was for me, man. And to answer it, I'm doing good. I spoke with Zane sometime after that night. I talked about my past. It shaded so much of how I viewed Zane. By then we'd spent so much time together, doing so was something I needed. I didn't look for an apology or even sympathy. I just wanted him to listen. I wanted him to understand where I was coming from. What I was bringing to the table. Through all of it he listened, and at the end of it he understood. He knew me a little better. I would be lying by omission if I didn't say part of that healed me. Zane points to a set of clouds passing by.
There don't seem to be any hurry. You know, those are called cumulus clouds. You can tell by their flat bottoms and puffy shape. They're supposed to indicate fair weather.
We both stare at them. Neither of us say anything, both content to just watch the day go by. The walkie's buzz brings us both out of our reverie. Our break time is over, you two. Fourth grade carpets are almost dry from yesterday. We'll be moving the furniture back into the rooms next. We don't have to organise them, just move them. I'm glad I stayed. I'm glad I chose to try and get to know these people, even if I still don't really have a clue where I'm going.
Roger Dodger, bossman.
We both stand up from the picnic bench under the pavilion. Zane stretches a bit before turning to me.
Hey, how's that cardio routine treating you? You haven't thrown the towel yet, have you?
I know exactly where this is going. I start into a sprint back to the school before Zane can pose his next question. Zane follows behind me with his own sprint.
Hey, I was going to ask for a fair race this time.
Last one back to the school is a rotten egg. I want to see where this job and its people take me, even if it isn't forever. I think this job is going to work out.